Did I press the button? Alright, so Chapter 6, Lesson 4 is write expressions. We're going to write algebraic expressions today. It says the table below shows the relationship between feet and yards. So here we've got the number of feet, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and the number of yards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? We want to fill in each box to write an algebraic expression to represent the number of feet in any number of yards. So look at the table, and how do I get the number of feet from the number of yards? What am I going to do there? How do I get from yards to feet? We're going to multiply times 3, right? So here, we're going to take the number of yards. We're going to take the number of yards. Let's see. Oops. We're going to take the number of yards and we're going to multiply it times 3. So here it's going to be 3 times the number of yards. Okay? So now, what is it? Let's see. Let's go ahead and let y represent the number of yards, because that's what we're multiplying, right? That's the one that changes. So here we're going to let y represent the number of yards. Now in the model, if I'm multiplying the yards times 3, that means if I break up this whole thing is going to be 1 yard. If I break it up, we'll have a yard, yard, yard. That's going to be 3, right? So now we want to know the number of feet in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, right? So here, the number in y yards, okay, is given by multiplying 3 times y. 3 times y. That's going to give us how many feet are in there. So here we want to write phrases as algebraic expressions. This is what we're doing today. Please make sure you write down your headings. We're going to write phrases as algebraic expressions. So here it says to write verbal phrases as algebraic expressions. These are the steps we're going to follow. Okay? Now, understand that defining a variable, that means to choose a variable for the unknown. Decide what it represents. Okay? So here, defining the variable means to choose a variable and decide what it represents. Okay? So, these are the steps you're going to take. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at what's given to you in words. So here, you're going to describe the situation. And you know, when we do our word problems, we always say, what's the important information? Because that's what we need to look at. So here, when you describe the situation, you're going to only use the most important information. Okay? Then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to choose a variable to represent the unknown quantity. Okay? So now you're going to choose a variable for the unknown. Okay? And then finally, you're going to write your expression. Here, you're going to translate your verbal phrase into an algebraic expression. In other words, you're going to translate the English to math. All right, so example 1. Okay, here we want to write each phrase as an algebraic expression. So in example 1 is the words are $8 more than Ryan earned. Okay, $8 more than Ryan earned. So that is our expression in words. Okay. Now we want to figure out what is it that we don't know in that expression. Here, what is it that we don't know? Very good. We don't know how much Ryan earned, right? We don't know how much he earned, so that is going to be our variable. So we're going to say D is equal to the dollars that Ryan earned. Okay? Now, since that's our variable, okay, when we look at our words again, it says we want $8 more than that. How do I say $8 more than that? We're going to add. Very good. So we're going to add 8 to the D. And that's how we get our expression, 3 plus 8. So here, for example 2, we have $10 less than the original price. $10 less than the original price. So that's the words, $10 less than the original price. What is it that we don't know? The original price. We don't know the original price. So let's, here, they said P is going to be the original price. Now, we're going to look to see, well, how are we going to change that? We want $10 less than that P, that original price, right? If we want $10 less than something, what's the operation we're going to do? We're going to subtract. And how much are we going to subtract? 10. So here, you're going to subtract the 10 away from the P. You see that? And that's going to give us P minus 10. All right. So for example 3, this is one I want you to write in your notes. Okay? 4 times the number of gallons. Okay? So the words are 4 times the number of gallons. That's our words, right? Those are the words. 4 times the number of gallons. Now, we want to know, what is it that we don't know? We don't know the number of gallons, right? So, let's say G is equal to the number of gallons. Okay? What are we going to do to that gallons? Right, we're going to, because we want 4 times that, right? We want 4 times that. So, we're going to multiply. And we're going to multiply times 4. So, the expression is 4 times G. And this is what it looks like as in the model. Okay, it would be 4 of the gallons, gallon, 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 gallon. And repeated addition, of course, is multiplication. So that's the 4G. All right, so for the got it examples, problems. Here we have 4 points for letter A, 4 points fewer than the Bulls scored. 4 points fewer than the Bulls scored. So those are the words, okay? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to define our variable. So what is it that we don't know? Very good. We don't know how much the Bulls scored. So let's say, what variable do we want to use? P for points? B for Bulls? B equals Bulls points. Okay? B equals Bulls points. Okay, so what do we want to do to the points here? Subtract. It says that we want, let me use a different color, 4 points fewer. So what is it that we're going to subtract? The Bulls points. We're not subtracting the Bulls points, we're subtracting 4 from the Bulls points. Is everyone with me? So here, my expression will be B minus 4. So that's 4 points fewer than the Bulls points. Example B says, or problem B says, 12 times the number of feet. Once again, those are the words. 12 times the number of feet. Okay? So, what is it that we don't know? Very good. We don't know the number of feet. Okay? So that's what our unknown is. So what variable do you want to use? F? Okay, F for feet, right? Or the number of feet. Okay? So what are we going to do with that? Right, because it says 12 times that amount, right? So 12 times that amount, that means we're going to multiply 12 times the number of feet, so that's going to give us 12f. In algebra, when we write multiplication with a number and a variable, we always put the number first. Okay? So this is 12f. That means 12 times f. Am I going to do this? Can I do this? 12 times f? No, because what does that look like? That looks like 12xf, right? So that would be, in algebra, 12 times x times f. Is everybody clear with that? So we don't use the x anymore for multiplication. Okay? So why don't you guys try letter C on your own? All right. So letter C says the total cost of a shirt and a pair of socks. So here, what is it that we don't know? We don't know the total. We don't know the cost of the shirt, right? Right? We don't know the cost of the shirt. So, what variable do you want to use? Okay. Now, I usually don't use S. I usually don't use S unless it's cursive like this, because sometimes you guys, your 5s look like S's, right? So I don't usually use S unless I write it as a cursive S, okay? So here, I think, let's see, what did we use? We used, okay, so here we use C for cost of shirt, okay? I used C rather than S. So here, if I want the total cost, what does total mean that we're going to do? We're going to add it all together, right? So we're going to add the cost of the shirt plus what? The $8 for the socks, right? So here, we've got C plus 8. Now, here is writing two-step expressions. Okay, two-step expressions. This is where it gets just a little more challenging. Okay, two-step expressions contain two different operations. And when we're writing our expressions for two-step expressions, we are still following our order of operations. Okay? So for example 4, it says, write the phrase 5 less than 3 times the number of points as an algebraic expression. So in the words here, we have 5 less than 3 times the number of points. Okay, what is it that we don't know? The number of points, right? Still same thing, the number of points is what we don't know. So we can let P equal the number of points. Does everybody see how we got that? Now, we want to follow our order of operations. So less means subtract, right? Times means multiply. So, what are we going to do first here? We're going to multiply 3 times the number of points. Is everybody with me? Yeah. So here is points. This represents 3p. 3 times the number of points. Is everybody with me? Then, we want 5 less than that. So, from the 3p, we want 5 less than that. So we're going to subtract 5 from the 3p. So here is my minus 5. And there's your final expression. 3p minus 5. Alright, so here, the got it problem, letter D, says write the phrase 3 more than 5 times the cost of a pretzel as an algebraic expression. So, once again, the first thing we want to do is we want to define our variable. What is it that we don't know? So we don't know the cost of the pretzel, right? So, cost of the pretzel. So let's say, what's your variable you want to use? C for cost or P for pretzel? P for pretzel. Whatever you want. P, let's say, I'll just say cost of pretzel. Okay? That's the cost of the pretzel P, right? Now, what am I going to do with that unknown? According to our order of operations, let's see. Here we have 4 times the cost of the pretzel, right? But we want to have 3 more than that, right? So, what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to do the multiplication first. So, we want 4 times the cost of the pretzel, 4p. 4 times the cost of the pretzel. Now, I want 3 more than that. $3 more than that. So, $3 more means that we're going to add. Very good. So, we're going to add $3 more to that. And there's your final expression. So for example 5, it says Terry bought a magazine for $5 and 2 bottles of nail polish. We want to write an expression to represent the total amount that she spent. Then we want to find the total amount if each bottle of nail polish costs $3. So in this example, we are writing the expression. And then we're going to substitute and simplify. Then we're going to evaluate for a given dollar amount. Okay? So here, what is it that we don't know? The dollars, the cost of the nail polish, right? So we don't know the cost of the nail polish. Okay? So here they said D for dollars. Okay? So they said D for dollars. And let's just write this how we've been writing it. So D equals cost of nail polish. Okay, so D is going to be the cost of the nail polish, right? Now, how many bottles did she buy? 2. So what do I need to do with that D? We're going to multiply it times 2. Very good. So here is where we get our 2D. This is how much both of her nail polishes cost, right? But then she also bought a magazine. Okay? So she also bought a magazine for $5. So how do I write that in this? Plus the $5. Very good. So plus 5 right there. So here is my expression, and now we want to know what the total cost is if D equals $3. So now on this point, we are going to substitute 3 in for D. Is everybody with me? So here we've got 2 times 3 plus 5. And now you can use your order of operations to simplify. So here, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 5 is 11,